Raven, do you want to... Okay, do you want to be part of the video? No? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can probably tell by the title, today is a full day of eating. I wanted to switch it up and make it a little bit different and really focus on pregnancy nutrition. I am currently 38 weeks and 4 days pregnant, which means there's like 10 days till my due date, but also this baby could come at any time, which is like terrifying to even say, but I'm so excited. I really wanted to make this video though before I wasn't pregnant anymore because I think it is really important. Before we continue on with this full day of eating though, I just want to preface this video by saying that this is intended to be no way prescriptive. I'm not a registered dietitian yet, as I've said in my other videos, but I am, however, a student of exercise and nutrition science working towards my master's in dietetics. I'm not able to prescribe meal plans or ways of eating to anyone at this point in time. However, think of this as more for educational and entertainment purposes. This video also isn't intended to be a diet how-to or like a perfect day of eating during pregnancy. This was literally a day I woke up and decided I wanted to film, and so I think it gives a pretty good snapshot of like just a regular day of eating. I haven't been following any kind of diet or like guideline to eating while I've been pregnant. Pregnancy is not the time to restrict the intake of any food groups or try and diet, because you know, you have to look after yourself and your little person. However, I have been trying to make conscious decisions whenever I sort of piece together a meal to make sure I'm getting like adequate nutrients that I need, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been sticking to one single way of eating. Like my first trimester versus now have been so different. Honestly, like for my whole first trimester, I literally just ate potato and cheese. I wish I was lying, but I'm not. But I think since sort of my second trimester to now, I've been eating a lot more whole foods and trying to just, yeah, pay attention to the things that I'm eating so that I'm getting enough of all of the nutrients that myself and my baby need. So on this specific day, we actually had a barbecue breakfast outside. Our barbecue had just arrived and Ash was like, let me cook you breakfast on the barbecue. And I was like, okay. So as you can see here, we've cooked some eggs, some bacon, and some mushrooms, but I wanted to make this meal a little bit more balanced and nutritionally dense. So I added some spinach and some avocado on the plate just to get some extra veggies in, but also spinach and other dark leafy greens are a great source of iron, great source of non-heme iron. So that's the plant-based form of iron. So non-heme iron is best absorbed by the human body in the presence of a vitamin C source. So when I've been having like a salad or some sort of like raw dark leafy greens, I add lemon juice because it's a great source of vitamin C, so then it's just able to boost the absorption of the non-heme iron. A lot of women are already low in iron before they become pregnant, and then can sometimes in turn become anemic during pregnancy. So it's good to make sure you're getting enough. The recommended daily intake is about 27 milligrams per day. It's really important for hemoglobin production and then transport of oxygen around the body. I also added some avocado on our plate as well. Avocados are a great source of omega-6s, healthy fats. I also sprinkled on top of all of that some hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are a great source of plant-based omega-3s, so ALA, and omega-3s are really important for baby's cognitive function and retinal development as well. Breaking down the rest of the meal, obviously I had 2 eggs. Eggs are a good source of iron as well. They also contain that all-important vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is essential for red blood cell and DNA production, as well as upkeeping our nerve cells. So it's an important one to keep in mind. Eggs are also a really great source of protein as well, which we need a little bit more of during pregnancy, because when you think about it, all of our muscles, tissues, cells, they're all based on protein, and then we're trying to, you know, maintain our own bodies but also build an entire another one. So it makes sense that our protein sources increase. I then also got the toast in this meal as well. Now this is a low carb protein toast, just while we're on the topic of proteins. Like I said before, I haven't been following like a low carb or keto diet. I just really like this bread. I started eating it when I was in prep and I just loved like the taste and the consistency. I love like crunchy seeded bread. So this one is really good. So I've just been eating it throughout my pregnancy. But yeah, I'm not trying to restrict like carbs or anything. I just love it. But it's, yeah, quite high in protein. So that adds to the protein of the meal, as well as the bacon. And now I know bacon is a sometimes food, but when you're having a barbecue breakfast, like, can you really have it without bacon? No, you can't. So I had a little bit of that as well. I wish I could say it was like a nitrate-free organic bacon, but it wasn't. Pork is still a great source of iron and vitamin B12 though, so keep that in mind. I also had with breakfast just a kombucha. Now I haven't been drinking much kombucha during my pregnancy because I was a little bit like on the fence because it is fermented and can sometimes like have traces of alcohol in it, and there's no safe amount of alcohol known that you can drink through pregnancy and like be okay. But after speaking to my friend who actually works for a kombucha brewing company, he told me that like for store-bought commercial kombucha to be like in the supermarket, it has to like have like such a negligible amount that like it's fine. So I didn't start having it until my 3rd trimester. Like I just went off of it completely. I then followed up breakfast with my pregnancy multivitamin. Now these are important. As I've said before on my channel, I believe in getting all of our nutrients and vitamins from whole food form first before relying on supplementation. However, during pregnancy, because our requirements are so increased, it's important to take a pregnancy multivitamin because it acts almost as a security blanket, especially in your 1st trimester. I know for me personally, like I said before, literally all I could keep down in my 1st trimester was potato and cheese, and it's a time when baby is really forming and needs all those essential vitamins and minerals. But it can also be a time where you as a mum are actually eating a little bit less of nutritionally dense foods because you're feeling so sick. So a pregnancy multivitamin is really great for that, and it just makes sure you're getting everything that you need. I also paired it with a fish oil. I started taking these in my 2nd trimester or so, just because I found I wasn't eating as much fatty fish as I probably should be, just because it's quite expensive, and it's a great source of those healthy fats and omega-3s as well. I also find it's been helping with like any hip pain that I've been having, because let me tell you, I've been having a lot. So when I started supplementing with the fish oil, I found that that really helped. Moving on from breakfast into my first like snack, I guess, it was like morning tea. I had my first coffee of the day because who can survive without coffee? Not me, unfortunately. I remember in my 1st trimester, I completely went off coffee. Like the smell of it made me want to actually like die. Yeah, the smell of coffee made me feel so sick. I feel like I have a caffeine addiction because I wasn't drinking any. I was getting like the worst headaches. So I have been having 1 coffee a day. If I have any subsequent coffees throughout the day, I make sure they're decaf. And then I paired my coffee with my all-time favorite pregnancy snack. I have spoken about these before. I chat about them all the time on my Instagram, and they are the Nurture & Co Mama Mix Bliss Balls. Guys, if you are pregnant or you are breastfeeding, I recommend these 100%. They are dietitian approved, specifically formulated for pregnant and breastfeeding mums to make sure they're getting all of those essential nutrients, essentially acting like a pregnancy multivitamin, but in a whole food form. Like, can we get anything better than that? This is the choc chia flavor, and I had drizzled some like white chocolate and acai powder on it to make it look pretty for a photo shoot that I did for them. But usually I just have the balls as they are. I've been having them, yeah, all through my pregnancy. I love them, and I think like 1 ball contains a pretty large chunk of your RDI for certain nutrients, so they are great. This leads us into lunchtime. Now, when you're 38 weeks pregnant and your dishwasher's broken and you've already made breakfast and done the dishes, and you know you're gonna have to make dinner and do the dishes again, you don't want to cook and do the dishes at lunch. So what do? You order Uber Eats. That's just what you do. Yeah, I couldn't have been bothered this day cooking lunch because I was doing like a pretty intricate slow cooked dinner that I had to prep quite early on during the day. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna order Uber Eats. And this dish that I ordered is kind of like my go-to when I am in these moods where I couldn't be bothered cooking, but I still want something that's like light, fresh, healthy. So I ordered like a vermicelli rice bowl salad, like from one of the Vietnamese shops. Look, Like any takeaway, this would be much healthier and wholesome if I made it at home and knew exactly what was in it, i.e. oils and sauces and that kind of thing. But I feel like for a takeaway meal, it's quite nutritionally dense. Essentially, it's a bowl of vermicelli rice noodles topped with carrot, cabbage, lettuce, mint, coriander, grilled chicken, and cucumber. So it basically is, yeah, like a nice fresh salad. So the reason I like this one is because the chicken is grilled, so it's not battered or deep fried in anything. The chicken is a great source of vitamin B12, iron, and vitamin B3, otherwise known as niacin. Niacin is really important for nervous system function and energy metabolism as well. So we've then also got the carrot. So carrot is a really good source of vitamin A. Vitamin A is really important for skeleton formation, ocular development, and functional development. And the other vegetables like the cabbage, the cucumber, the mint, etc., they just help boost the micronutrient value as well. The noodles are a really great source of carbohydrate, albeit not very complex. They're probably a bit simple, but you know, for, like I said, for Uber Eats, I wasn't mad at this. This was delicious and it was just, yeah, what I wanted, so I ate it. As far as meals go, I still consider this one to be quite balanced. It could have used maybe a little bit more protein, and like had the vegetable to noodle ratio been like swapped. But like, that's what happens when you order takeaway, I guess. On this day, because I'd had like such a large breakfast and a pretty large lunch, I didn't really snack again until dinner, and dinner was, like I said, a slow cooked meal. I decided to make a lamb tagine, and oh my gosh, it was so freaking good. It wasn't traditional by any means. Like, a lamb tagine is like a Turkish dish, I guess. It was basically what I threw all of the leftovers into, and then I slow cooked it for like 4 hours in the oven. I don't have a slow cooker or a pressure cooker. I really need to invest in one before baby comes, but that's another story. I love dishes like this because it means I can pack it filled with vegetables and filled with micronutrients and use up anything that's in my fridge and not let anything go to waste. So I started with the lamb shakes. I just seared them in the pan, and again, they're a great source of vitamin B12 and iron. They've also got animal-based saturated fats, and I've made a video on saturated fats before, and although we want to keep their intake reasonably low compared to other fats, they're still important, so that was really good. And then I kind of just went ham with the vegetables. So I put in onion, carrot, pumpkin, bok choy, chilies, garlic, turmeric, ginger, star anise, cinnamon. I had made a chicken bone broth earlier in the week and I had a little bit left, so I put that in as like the stock for the sauce, tomato paste, and then yeah, I added water, let it like simmer, and then put it in the oven and slow roasted it. So this dinner had vitamin A from the carrot and the pumpkin, had some really amazing anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial elements as well from like my bone broth that I had made earlier in the week, as well as the ginger, the garlic, and the turmeric. This was a meal that I kind of pieced together because of everything that's going on in the world. I'm trying to eat a lot more immune boosting foods, so I really liked this recipe for that. And then to pair with it, I made a quinoa, like a warm quinoa salad type situation. So I just cooked up some tri-colored quinoa with some herb, then I added to it some chopped up dates, some mint, some coriander, some chives, and some chickpeas. The chickpeas provide a great source of thiamine, vitamin B6, and also zinc. Zinc is important for DNA production and cell division. Vitamin B6 is really important for carbohydrate and protein metabolism, and thiamine helps with energy metabolism as well. All in all, that dinner was a very high protein meal. Like, that is a hefty meal because you're getting protein from the lamb, you're getting protein from the quinoa, and you're also getting protein from the chickpeas. So as far as my protein intake for the entire day, like with my eggs, the bacon, my protein toast, chicken, and then all the protein at dinner, that was like a very high protein day. Some days aren't like that. Some days I don't really feel like meat or animal products. Some days I don't eat enough legumes. So every day is different. But as far as a day goes, this to me feels like a very balanced day because, you know, I'm cooking most meals from home. Most of my food is very nutritionally dense and it's providing everything that baby needs. Like I said, this isn't like a perfect day of eating for pregnancy or me saying like this is what you should be eating. I just hope it kind of shows you guys how you can make healthy choices and sort of be aware of what foods have what when you're trying to decide what to eat for yourself and baby. I have linked some really good resources below for you guys to have a look at if you want, because I feel like this can be a bit of an overwhelming time being pregnant, and you want to do the best that you can to nurture yourself and your baby. So I'll leave some resources down below for you guys to have a look at to kind of get more of an idea of where certain nutrients come from. Important ones though, yeah, to really watch out for are folate. Folate is really important to prevent neural tube defects in baby, and you want to make sure you're getting enough of it. I will critique myself though and say what this day was probably lacking was enough iodine. Now iodine is super important as well. It's really pertinent for thyroid function. Really great sources are seafood, but also iodized salt. I know a lot of people have jumped on the Himalayan salt bandwagon, but iodized salt is a really great convenient source of iodine. You kind of don't need to think about it. You just sprinkle it on your food and you know you're getting enough. Seaweed like nori sheets are also great, so I think maybe like if I did another full day of eating I might have some more fish or like something that contained a bit more iodine. But yeah, this has been my introductory video, I guess, into pregnancy nutrition. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer them, but I hope this has given you guys a little bit of an idea of ways to implement these nutrients more into your diet while being pregnant. Anyway, if you like this video guys, please give it the thumbs up because it really does help my channel out. Don't forget to hit subscribe and to press the little notification bell so you get notified every time that I upload, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!